Hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm Teacher Oakley, and today, for the next hour, we're going to be improving our English vocabulary by looking at idioms that have something to do with your head. Your head, my head, somebody's head. In any case, we're going to do some exercises together, some fill-in-the-blank, mix and match exercises, as well as talk about these idioms. I will try to enlighten you as to how and when and where these idioms are used, and any related idioms that may come to mind. And I encourage anyone who joins the class to please share similar idioms in your own native languages. I guess that's personal. I'm always interested to hear these. I find this fascinating. In any case, today's class, idioms to do with the head. Hello, Diego. Diego. Wow. Hi, Diego.
Hello.
Hey, long time no see. Are you the Diego that I knew in times past?
Hey, I was working.
Ah, okay. Well, we all got to do that. Here I am doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, it's good to see you again. Nice to have you here. Okay.
Thank you.
And hello, Luo.
Hello, Oakley. Nice to see you again. How are you?
As always, I'm fine, Luo. Thank you. How are you today?
I'm great. Today is my English learning day. I've taken many classes, 5 probably. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Luo, I have days like that where I have even more classes.
Okay. I see.
I have days where I do 10, 11, 12 classes in a day. Not necessarily a verbally, but anyway, I can relate. All right. Well, this is a nice, easy-going class. No, you can relax a little bit. We're going to be looking at these idioms and doing some exercises together. I want to welcome Shafar, who has just joined us. Hello, Shafar.
Hello, teacher.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, what we are talking about right now.
What are we talking about? We're talking about how you're doing, Shafar.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm kidding. We're going to talk about idioms that have to do with the head. Your head, this thing up here. Okay. Well, let's get started. Enough of my nonsense. Okay. First of all, we're going to look at some literal meanings of words that we are going to be using in our idioms. So, simple fill-in-the-blank exercise here. Use the bold, italicized words here to fill in the blanks. Okay, Diego?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Tell me.
Number 1, go ahead and read the sentence and try to attempt to fill in the blank with the correct word.
Okay. When you are ill, you go to the doctor who examines you.
Examines you.
Examines you.
Yeah, I find this to be extremely funny here. Look, what if we put other words in here and made them plural with an S? If we change them grammatically to match the subject noun, you go to the doctor who buries you. You go to the doctor who screws you. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Who rolls you? Do you know what it means? If you're rolled as a verb, if a person is rolled, what does that mean? Does anybody know? Luo, Shafar, anybody?
To
Yes.
turn you around.
No. If
Mhm.
you're rolled, it means like we commonly use this as a verb. They rolled the drunk man. If you're rolled, it means that you are robbed while you are passed out, while you are unconscious. That's actually what it means, really. If you're rolled, it means you are robbed because you're unconscious. So you don't wake up and they steal all your belongings, your wallet, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's an interesting little piece of vocabulary for you. Hello, Heidi. Welcome.
Welcome, Harry.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Glad you're here. Okay, well, let's continue. Number 2.
Centuries ago, if your head was on the it was about to be cut off. If your head was on the row, as you mentioned, it was about to be
Yeah.
cut off.
No.
Mhm.
I suppose if your head was rolling, it would have already been cut off. Uh, so I can understand your choice. But
Mm,
no, indeed. Do you have a second guess?
second guess, if
Think
your
about.
head was on the block.
Very
Um,
good. Wow. Okay, hang on a second. I have a word for you. Luau, have you ever heard of a guillotine?
no, I haven't heard about it.
French word, strange pronunciation. You don't really pronounce the L's. Guillotine. Guillotine is a huge blade, like a giant razor. Huge. And you'd put
Hmm.
your head on a block of wood, and the guillotine would be raised, like imagine a giant razor being raised by a rope, and then they let go of the rope. Whew, tunk, off goes your head in one
Hmm.
fell swoop. Kaboom. Yeah, this was a form of corporal punishment, well, in France. Yeah, they would chop your head off with a guillotine, and you'd put your head on the block to prepare
Yeah,
to have it cut
and
off.
Louis XIII had been put his head on
There you
the
go.
guillotine.
Guillotine. It's a weird
Guillotine.
pronunciation in
Guillotine.
English. I know, because all those French words that we've adopted in English have they don't follow English pronunciation rules, so it's confusing. I know. Um, okay, let me quickly welcome Nader. Hello, Nader.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good, good. Nice to have you aboard. And hello, Suming.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. Nice to have you aboard. All right, we're looking at head idioms. We're gonna continue looking at some literal meanings of some of the words that we're gonna find in these idioms. Shafar, can you do number 3?
Okay. Our cat died last night. Last week. We decided to we decided to bury it in the garden.
Yeah, thank you. We decided to bury it in the garden, put it under the ground. Yeah. We decided to screw it in the garden. We decided to roll it in the garden. This exercise is just amusing me to no end. If we pick the wrong answers, they're just very funny. Shafar, question. Uh, where you live, if your pet dies, do you bury it?
Some people do, some people don't.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Second
No.
question: the people who don't, what do they do?
Just maybe throw it out. It's something
Okay.
in the how to say in the
Body.
side of road.
The side of the road. Well, that's
Yeah,
very unceremonious.
or maybe
Okay.
in anywhere.
Anywhere. Okay. Burial at sea. Throw it in the ocean. All right. Interesting. Okay. In American culture, this is very common. If your pet dies, you actually have a little funeral, especially if you have children. You
Yeah,
have a little funeral, and you put it in a box, and you bury the box in the ground. Yeah. You might even put a
yeah.
marker
Do
on
you
it.
know what, teacher? Yesterday I just watched parental guidance movie. You just do you know parental guidance?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen it.
He kill they kill a pet and he bury it and with so many uh, crying. He was crying and then I think
Yeah.
it was too exaggerate. It's just animal.
Yeah. Well, that movie probably exaggerates the idea, but nevertheless, not completely wrong. Maybe exaggerated, but not completely wrong. People get very, very, very sad when their pet dies. In American culture, you might have a very almost formal funeral for it. Yeah, and it depends. If it's your dog, then it's a big deal, and you may bury it. If it's your goldfish, you just flush it down the toilet. Oh well, no big deal. Depends. Uh, okay, Heidi, can we look at number 4 here?
Well, in 10-pin bowling, you have to roll the ball down a narrow lane and try to knock over the 10 pins.
Yeah. Heidi, have you ever gone bowling?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I miss bowling. I like bowling. Great game.
But I don't like bowling so much.
No? Why?
My arm is not strong.
Your arm. Really? Well, you gotta use your legs.
Legs, not legs, arms. My legs are
Okay.
strong, but arms is very weak. I can't do push up. Before I couldn't do push up. Now I can do that.
Oh, well, okay. Good. Although, okay, all right. Anyway, bowling is a sport where you roll a pretty heavy
Boring.
ball.
Bowling is boring.
Boring?
Boring for me.
Yeah, okay.
Do you like it? Do you like it?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I don't think it's boring at all.
I'm
That's
sorry.
just my opinion.
Boring, boring.
You think it's boring, Nader?
No, but it's a good logo, good slogan. Boring bowling.
Boring bowling. Oh yeah, I gotcha. Nader, do you bowl? Have you ever bowled?
No,
No?
no.
Do people in Egypt or
Yeah. It's very,
bowl?
yeah. So many people bowl,
They do?
but yes, it's always in big malls, in big shopping malls.
Yeah, right.
But it's not. I didn't try it before. I saw it as so simple. Maybe it's very complicated, but I
Well,
didn't.
it's a sport that's simple and yet complicated. It's very simple and easy to learn, but it's very complicated to be good at.
To control, maybe.
Yeah, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's look at number 5 here.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, before I go, what was the answer for number 2? Block?
Number 2, block. Yes, if your head was on the
Okay.
block. I went off on a long
Okay,
story
thank
about the
you.
guillotine and the French Revolution and all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah,
Mm.
it's referencing the idea of chopping off someone's head with a guillotine.
I know they used to do after the revolution.
Yeah, exactly.
There
Yeah.
were like mass executions or something.
That's right. Let them eat cake. Yeah, anyway, yeah, Marie Antoinette. All right, anyway, number 5.
When my dog's happy, he wags his tail. Well, there was one film, Wag the Dog, I guess.
Wag the dog. Ooh, okay. Talking about idioms. There's a good one. Do you know what that means?
No,
There?
but the film was about maybe it's something unimportant or something.
Well, it was a great movie, and I highly recommend it to everyone. If you're interested, even in a tiny, tiny bit.
I've watched it. They made like a fake war.
That's right. Exactly. In order to distract the public.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. All right.
I like Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. Another idiom directly related to wag the dog is false flag operation. This is the meaning being that somebody's pretending they're someone else and creating a totally false episode. Okay, so for example, one country pretends that it's another country and attacks a third country, then or that's a false flag operation, or a country attacks itself. There are some conspiracy theorists.
9/11.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say.
I believe it.
Some people think that 9/11 was a staged event. Wag the dog.
Or an inside job.
Inside job, yeah, that's very much related. Exactly. So, in other words, to put it another way, the U.S. government was wagging the dog. That's a theory.
Do you believe in this?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't completely dismiss the possibility.
But have you watched any documentary movies about this or lectures?
I have, yes. There are some very difficult to explain things. Why the building collapses, the biggest.
Yeah. I watched so many documentaries and I read one book about this. And we really believe in this.
Yeah.
But
as I had personal friends who were very close by when it happened, and actually saw it with their own 2 eyes, I tend to believe them. Yeah, and it was an insatiably hot burning fire, which was like the sun sitting on top of the building. So, on the other hand, it's kind of like, yeah, why would it not collapse? I don't know.
Okay, this may be a good subject for another.
Another day. All right,
a debate.
Yeah, sure. Good one. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Sum Ming. Number 6.
Number 6. Make sure you screw the top on properly. You don't want to bother to leak in your luggage.
Right. To screw, you're twisting it. And of course, a screw can be a noun. It's that small piece of metal with a twisted ascending or descending round and round and round that you use to connect things together. All right, now, keeping all of that in mind, let's look at some idioms. choosing. We're going to choose an idiom here in bold italics to fill in the blank. This exercise is in the form of a dialogue. In other words, if one person says this, another person may reply with this. Okay, Diego, we're back to you. So if I said, do you know Bill's phone number? You might say this.
I don't know Bill's phone number. I got it in my address book.
I don't know. Well, you might say that. Okay, but which one of these phrases would fit this situation?
Boy.
Please wait. I think it's the E. I can make it. Excuse me, the D. I could do it standing on my head. I got it. No?
I don't think so. Why would I give you a phone number standing on my head? No, I'm kidding. No. The meaning is I can't remember it right now. Anybody else?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, exactly. And this is very common. You may hear this native speaker say this a lot, actually. Not off the top of my head, meaning I can't remember it right now. I've got it in my address book. I can't remember it right now. Not off the top of my head. Or related, we may say, it's on the tip of my tongue. Also another idiom related to the head. It's on the tip of my tongue, meaning I can almost remember it. I know the answer. It's so close, but I just won't come to my brain. Often when we're very frustrated because we can't remember something we know. It's on the tip of your tongue. You can't remember right now, off the top of my head. Okay, number 2, Luo. Sorry about the mistakes, but none of them was very serious.
Sorry about the mistakes, but none of them was very serious. That's easy for you to say, but but I can't make head or no tail of it.
Ha! Well, that would make sense if that was the only thing they said, yeah. But it says, but, blah, 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 comma, not yours. Wow. Nader, are you doing some vacuuming there?
But she's not of it went right over my head. But it could do it standing on my head. But I could do it standing on my head.
Not yours.
Not yours.
Not standing on your head. Could do it standing on your head.
Mm-hmm.
Amazingly funny to me. Okay. All right. That's easy for you to say, but it's my head that's on the block, not yours. My head is on the block. That means I am the one who's going to get in trouble. I'm responsible. With a strong feeling here, when you use this idiom, it means that there's an inference that this is probably a done deal and I am going to be punished severely. This is probably, not 100%, but probably there's a problem. I am responsible. I will be punished. My head's on the block for this one. Yeah. Okay, as in getting your head chopped up. Yeah?
We have a similar one, like whose hands are in the water is not like whose hands are in the fire.
Okay, say that again. That's interesting.
It's when we say it's the same. Like it's my head that are on the block. It means that my hands are in fire and your hands are in water. So you don't feel what I feel.
Oh,
It says whose hands are in water is not like whose hands are in fire.
Yep, I get the idea.
Mm.
Okay. Wait a minute. There's something on the tip of my tongue. There's an idea. I just can't remember. There's an expression or an idiom about hands in the fire. Oh, I can't remember it. Wow. Oh, we have a kind of a little bit of I think we have a similar idiom, which I can't quite remember, about putting your hands in the fire, or having your hands in the fire, meaning that you're responsible and you're in danger or could be punished. Oh, darn it. It's on the tip of my
I will
tongue.
search it.
I'm actually living my own lesson.
Idioms.
Crazy. How ironic. Okay.
Hello?
Shafar.
Hello?
Hello, Diego?
Hello?
Hi, what are you doing? Shafar. Okay. He's
Yeah.
a typical teenager. No sense of responsibility.
Okay. Yes, typical teenager, no sense of responsibility. He thinks he will walk into a job. I know he's got his head in the clouds most of the time.
Ooh, very good. He's got his head in the clouds. What does that
What I
mean?
mean, teacher?
What is that? I'm asking you.
Oh, okay, I will answer.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess it should be he had a lot of had a lot of knowledge about what they want to do.
That's exactly wrong. If someone's got their head in the clouds, it means that they're daydreaming. They're thinking about nonsense and fantasy. They're highly unpractical. Instead of being responsible, getting a job, you're just dreaming about, whatever, an ideal world, or what if I was a knight in shining armor? What if I could fly? La la la, da da da. You're wandering around in a fantasy.
Is it different between big-headed and uh, got his
Yeah.
head in the clouds?
Yes, there is. Well, okay, if you have a big head, all right, thank you. Another head-related idiom and very important idea. If someone has a big head, it means they're egotistical, narcissistic. They are full of themselves. We also say they are in love with themselves. He's in love with himself. He's so big-headed he can barely fit through the door. Okay.
You have also airheaded.
Yeah, we also have airheaded. That means there's no brain in your head, just air. When the wind blows, it whistles.
What?
Okay.
Airheaded.
Airheaded, yes, an airhead, and actually it's a compound noun, I believe. Yeah, it works. Airhead, where big head is two words. Airhead is actually a compound noun. It's spelled as one word, an airhead. One of the funniest jokes. I shouldn't say this is horrible. Really, okay. I will never forget it. It's just the funniest thing I've ever heard. There's a very beautiful girl, and that we knew, a friend of mine and I knew. A very, very beautiful girl, very attractive, very sexy. But she was just as dumb as a box of rocks, really. This girl had no common sense. Her head was in the clouds, like way in the clouds. Total airhead. And my friend turned to me one day. We were just looking at her, and he goes, she has a fantastic body. And then he added, and it keeps her head from flying off into the clouds. Meaning that her head was like a balloon that can easily fly up. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Illustrating the idea of airhead and head in the clouds. Yeah. I found it humorous. Okay. Heidi, let us continue with number 4. Is it difficult to make a homepage or a website?
No, really. I've done so many now. So many now. I'm very good, right? No.
Yeah, I've done exactly. You're very, very good. Proficient.
A lot of it went right over my head.
Yeah, no.
No.
You can do it easily.
I don't know.
Okay, you can do it so easily. We have actually a lot of expressions to say I can do it so easily. I've done it so many times. I could do it standing on my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can do it I can do it blindfolded. I can do it with one arm tied behind my back. I can do it in my sleep. All of these expressions mean the same thing. It's so easy for me. It's as easy as pie. That was a weird one, but yeah. All of those. A piece of cake. Thank you. Very good. Here's another one. Piece of cake. No problem. I can do it with my eyes closed. Standing on my head with one arm tied behind my back in my sleep. Yeah. Hi, Vu, wherever you are, outside the room. Nice of you to send me a message. That's very, very kind. Okay, so all of those things have to do with the idea that it's really easy. All right, Nader, number 5.
Fine. I have read the instruction booklet, but I couldn't understand it. I have looked at it too, and I cannot make heads or... Where is it?
Yeah, it's there.
I cannot make heads or tails from it.
Yeah, where is it? No, I can't find it.
I can't make head nor tail of it.
Yeah. And you hear people say, can't make head or tail. Or tail, nor tail. You hear it both ways. I can't make head nor tail of it. All right.
It's,
Can't understand it at all.
Russian to me. You have something like this also.
Sorry?
You have another expression for this difficult, like it's Russian to me, or it's something.
Oh, not Russian. Oh, that's so funny. It's Greek to me.
Greek. It's a Greek to me.
It's Greek to me, meaning I can't even understand it. I don't have the slightest idea of what they're saying. Okay, you know what's Greek to me? I can't make head nor tail of is the fact that Vu is writing me a message even though he's having a nap and he's sleeping. Wow, he's so used to verbally, he can do it in his sleep. Standing on his head. Wow, great.
We have another one for this. We say he can do it with his smallest finger.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good one. All right. Do it with his little finger. All right.
With his little finger.
Sure. Okay, I get that. Sure. That's good. All right, good one. Okay, who's next? Sung Ming. Let's see. Where are we? Number 6.
Could you give me a hand with this month and Vegas. Good idea.
Good idea.
Good idea. Oh, I could do it standing on my head.
You could? Why? Why are you good at figures?
Yes, I think I'm good in figures.
Are you?
Yeah, calculation.
Yeah, calculation, numbers, figures. Okay, you can do it standing on your head. But the idea here is that one person is asking the other person to help.
Oh.
Okay, good idea. All right, so two people are going to try to figure it out.
Okay, two has better than one.
Yeah, an old adage, expression, an old saying, adage, we can call. That's an interesting word. I don't think I've ever brought up in a class. An adage is like an old expression, really old, kind of almost traditional expression. Two heads are better than one. Yeah. That's
You have
pretty
anything like
self-explanatory.
yeah. You have anything like one hand cannot clap?
No, but I like that.
Because we have it.
No, but if you don't mind, can I borrow that? I'd like to use that.
Sure, you can use it as a title of an article.
Yeah, I'd like to start using it in English, and then it will be formally adopted someday after my death. It will be my legacy to the English language. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I like that a lot. Okay, moving on. Diego, we're back around to you. Karen Smith is still top of the class this year, isn't she? Diego? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, I'm here is not the right answer. She's still at the top of the class. Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Could you down, please? I can read the sentence. No, down. Okay, yes.
Up or down? The other down.
She's head and shoulders above the rest.
There we go. You got it. She's head and shoulders. She's superior. Head and shoulders above the rest. And the whole expression. You know, one thing as I realized suddenly as I'm thinking about that, all of these idioms here that have to do with head, it's interesting to me that none of them are phrases. All of these are entire sentences. Every one of these must be used as an idiom in its entire sentence form. Interesting. I don't think this has happened in any of my previous idiom classes. Usually we can use them as a phrase. This is an interesting little group of idiom. I don't know why that is. I can't really explain it, but I just noticed that. Luo, I see you're reading Stephen King's new book.
I see you're reading Stephen King's new book. I've just finished it. It's interesting, but please scroll up. But I can't make a head nor tail of it. No, you just mentioned it. No.
Yeah. I mean.
No, he's got his. No, I couldn't do. I could she's head. No, a lot of it went right over my head. That's the one I see.
Well, you got there eventually, Luo. All credit. Yeah, a lot of it went right over my head. If something goes over your head, well, okay, here, I just finished saying that we have to use the whole sentence. This one we don't. It went right over my head. It's over her head. Okay, meaning you don't understand. You're not capable. You don't have the ability, the brain power to understand it. Frank, in reality, sometimes, okay, here's a warning for you second language speakers. If you see, if a first language English speaker is talking to you and he goes, okay, that means, oh, it went right over his head. He didn't understand that at all. He has no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll do it. Sometimes we do this gesture. You know, we'll look at the other person who knows what's going on and go, oh, they have no idea what we're talking about. It went right over their head. So there's a gesture involved with this idiom. This idiom actually has physical movement. So if you see somebody do that when they're talking to you, it means that they know that you didn't understand something completely. And usually it means it went right over their head. Never mind. Don't explain it. Let's just move on. And they're not. That means they're not going to explain it to you. They're going to leave you in the dark. Another idiom. Okay. Okay. Let's look at some more. We're going to add a looks like a verb here. To form an idiom in the sentence. Okay, Shafar.
I'm sure we can find a solution to this problem if we all line our heads together.
Wow, these are funny.
Maybe put or keep.
What did you say?
Maybe the answer is put or keep. I
Put or
have
keep.
to answer.
Oh, you're giving me an option. All right. Yeah, I see. Okay. These are funny when I look at the alternate. If we all roll our heads together. If we all screw our heads together. I don't know why that. I find this amazingly funny. If we all bury our heads together. Oh boy.
It makes sense. Examine.
It kind of makes sense. That's why it's funny. But, you know, like, bury your head in the sand. We looked at this idiom yesterday. You know, you ignore the truth. You just totally ignore the reality. It's very funny, you know. We'll find a solution if we just bury our heads and ignore the problem. It's just funny. Okay. Put is the right answer. We all put our heads together. Let's put our heads together and think about this.
It is the side title of this question.
What's that?
It is the side title of this question. Up, put our heads together.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. You're right. There it is. Duh. Okay. Clue. All right. Well, there's all right. The title. All right. Here's a lesson for all of anybody who has problems with reading comprehension in English. Sometimes the title spells it out for you, makes it obvious. People just ignore the title very often. Especially you people do it looking at IELTS or TOEFL. Read the title. Sometimes that's like half the explanation. Okay. Good point, Nader. All right, Sung Ming. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Heidi. I'll get to you in just a minute. Sung Ming.
Yes.
All right. Can you try this one?
The first 2 years of running this business were very hard. We just about managed to keep our heads above water.
That's right. If you're keeping your head above water, you're just barely surviving. And usually we use this idiom to express the idea of surviving financially in such as in business, or possibly personally, financially. Yes, Heidi. Here it is. Here it is again. Heidi, all right.
The problem we have to face. We can't bury our head in the sand and hope it will go away.
There you go. Back to our friends, the ostriches. Bury your head in the sand and ignore the problem. Okay. Luau, number 4.
If you think I'm going to lend you money again, you need your head. You need your head. Head row.
No.
Head laugh. Head
No. You're going to have to change the verb.
Examine.
Yeah. You need your head examined. A very common expression to mean, I think you're crazy. You need to get your head examined. And often said in this way. Okay, if you think I'm going to do this, if you think I'm going to believe you, if you think I'm going to lend you money, if you think really, you think that Mary's going to get married to John? You need your head examined. That's crazy. There's no way that's going to happen.
You need to see the doctor.
Yeah, okay. Well, basically, you're crazy. Not just the doctor, the psychiatrist. So if we talk about getting your head examined, we're not talking about physically like a doctor. We're talking about psychologically. Okay. Midair, number 5.
Okay, before we move to number 5, you need your head examined or examined?
Examined with a D.
Examined. Oh, with a D.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So the trouble with some politicians is, after a while, power to their heads, and they think they can do anything. Power go to their heads.
Yeah, and as a reminder, just like examined, we have to change the verb tense or
goes.
There you go. Yeah, goes. Power goes to their head. Yeah. So true. Yeah. So very true. I had a long discussion this morning with another student about this whole idea, power going to people's heads. Why does somebody who has $20 billion think that's not enough money? What are they going to do with $20 billion? You couldn't physically spend that much money in your lifetime. Why do they cheat and steal and lie and corrupt and for more money? What is the point? Frankly, I have a question, Nader. If I offer you $1 billion or $1 million, what are you going to take?
$1 billion.
I'm going to give you one or the other. What do you want?
$1 billion.
You want $1 billion. I do not. I want $1 million. Because $1 billion is too much. What are you going to do with it? It's pointless.
Because $1 million you can spend in a day in Egypt. Not yeah. I tell you, you are going to buy a house. You are going to buy a fancy house, not a regular house. You are going to buy a fancy house with a pool or whatever. So you will spend more than $1 million in one day.
Okay, well, $1 million isn't what it used to be, so maybe you have a point there. That's true. You can buy a house for $1 million.
If you tell me I'll give you like 10 million or 50 million, I can say it doesn't make much difference. 10 million is good.
Wow, there you go. That was my point. So yeah, I guess $1 million. Really, you're right. Yeah, I can see.
Or 1 billion or 20 billion. For me, for sure, 1 billion is more than enough.
Right. That's my point. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Power goes to their heads, and they just can't stop trying to be more powerful. That's the general idea here. Oops.
But when you mean that power spoils people, is this the same? So when you are an employee and you become a boss, then you change.
Yeah.
It is the same idea?
Yeah, basically it is. That's exactly the idea. Precisely.
Okay.
There's a similar expression, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So, well, it's not nice, really, but it's accurate, I guess.
So power and corruption go hand in hand. This is another idiom for hand.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, Shafar, on the lighter side, number 6.
It says, it's funniest films I have seen for ages. I I screw my head off.
Okay, Shafar, you make me laugh my head off. I can't. It's very funny.
Oh yeah, is it done?
Yeah, you laugh your head off is a very common expression. Shafar, have you ever laughed your head off?
If I know the meaning, maybe I'm. Yes, I'm.
Okay, you laugh very long and very loud, and maybe you can't stop laughing, even though you want to stop laughing. You laugh your head off. Uncontrollable laughter.
Yes, of course. I have.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I screwed my head off. Okay, that's very funny, and why I was laughing so hard is because we have an idiom about you need to screw your head on straight. Get your head screwed on straight. His head is not screwed on straight. So the idea being that you're not right mentally. So you know, it's funny. We don't actually say you screw your head off, but we talk about your head being screwed on straight. Actually, it needs the idea of straight, meaning your thinking is crooked. It's not accurate.
Sometimes I hear the man is screwed.
Sorry?
The man is screwed.
The man is screwed. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it the same or it is another idea?
Yeah, no, that's another idea. Okay, and here's why. Another reason I keep laughing. Okay, we're all adults here, right? Okay, because I also keep thinking about this. All right, screw is slang for having sex. All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you screw your head off, you're having you're having sex so much that your head pops off. Oh my gosh, scary. Also a reason I'm laughing. All right. If yeah, I'm sorry about that, but okay. Well, I think I had to explain it because of Nader's question. So if you say, "Oh, he's screwed," it means you're using the curse word version of the language. All right. He's in deep trouble. He's in. Yeah, he's totally screwed. I see. Yeah. It doesn't have to do with. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, better you know, so you don't use it inappropriately. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. You're in deep doo-doo. Okay. You're screwed. Okay. So Ming.
Oh, yes. When I find out who is responsible for this mistake, heads will roll.
Heads will roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. As in, you get your head chopped off and your head will roll down the steps. As in, somebody is going to be punished. So whenever you say heads will roll or heads are going to roll, which, by the way, we always say this with future tense. I'm never going to say, oh, after the horrible mistake at work, heads rolled. I would never say it that way. I don't know why, but we always say it in future tense. People are going to be punished. It's kind of, we always use it to talk about people will be punished. Languages, that is a cool name. Nice name. To screw up means to err, yes. If you screw up, you make a big mistake. So after that screw up, heads will roll would be very common and appropriate thing to say. Heads are gonna roll. All right, this is very common, and it's very common to hear from a boss or a manager. Oh, I can't believe this. Heads are gonna roll. I'll tell you what. Meaning people are gonna get fired. It can even mean that actually people are going to get fired. It could be a threat to fire people. This is actually very common. Heads are gonna roll. So
We have a very famous speech for one leader. He said, "I see heads have ripened, and I'm going to harvest them."
Oh, wow. Well, that's putting it out there, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
It is scary. Who said that?
One famous historical leader.
Yeah. Who? Genghis Khan or?
No. He's like a king, and
Okay.
he said, but he was going to punish some, I don't know, traitors or something like this.
Timberlane
So,
or?
no, Egyptian. Sorry, Arabic one, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
I don't have the name now, but I can
All
send
right, all
it to you
right.
later. No problem.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm just don't mean to press you. I'm just very.
No.
I'm an
It's
amateur
better to
historian.
remember the name here because it's very, very famous.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, Marifer, outside the class. Welcome. And Heidi, one more here.
You don't need to worry about Mark traveling alone. He's only 16, but he's got his head. He'll be okay. His head.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we were just talking about this, actually. He's got his head screwed on. An American would likely say he's got his head screwed on right.
Screwed.
He's got his head screwed on right.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he thinks in a logical. He's got his priorities straight. Is another way to say this. It's not really to do with being crazy or not. It has to do with having logical, meaningful, correct priorities. You know, if I had a friend with a gambling problem and he was just abandoning his family every night to go to the casino.
People beheaded by screw.
No, it has nothing to do with that. No. Look, let me give you an example.
In the sea, if you held down, then you are involved in the screw. You will die.
No. Let me give you an example. Okay. Again, my friend isn't taking care of his family. He's going to gamble every night at the casino. He has his priorities all wrong. I mean, he's not thinking right. He's not doing what's right. This is the kind of thing where I'd say you need to get your head screwed on right. All right. You need to change your priorities. You need to take care of your family. Don't worry about gambling every night. It doesn't mean he's insane. It means that his actions, the way he's thinking and what he's doing, just are not working. All right, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Our time is up. Our time is up. I hope you learned some valuable language, and I hope you learned about some language that you should not use. Thank you very much, everyone, lady and gentlemen, and I'll see you again here on Verbling real soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
I actually really
Bye.
Thank you.
enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
So did I. Thank you.